Hello, greetings, and welcome to episode 22 of the FURNcast. It is, as per normal, sponsored by Destai, who do chainmail, dice bags, jewellery, keyrings, other such things. Links are in appropriate places around the place. Yes, that hand motion right there. I think we should do that for every episode. Every links are here!
I've got it somewhere!
So as per normal, I'm Swin, joined by
Liam, hello.
and special guest!
Hi, I'm Zoe, or people call me Zozo. Don't ask.
I'm not gonna.
We said we had a special guest. We did it!
We did it.
I tried to point at Zoe and I pointed at Swin, which was impressive.
I am not special nor a guest.
Questionable.
Oh, dear.
Depends on the definition of special.
This is true.
Anyway, hello special guest.
Hello.
So, the reason why we've got you on is because you get asked to do a thing.
Yes, I get hired to run Dungeons and Dragons for people. I get paid to be a nerd.
Which is pretty damn sweet. Let's be honest.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So I'm part of an agency called Roll Dark, which is London Dungeon Masters, but it's now no longer just London. It has started spreading outwards, and we get hired to turn up at a place to run a game for people who has nowhere else to play.
Yeah.
Or also get hired to do one-shots, weekend games, stag do's,
All sorts of weird and abstract things.
No, I've been hired to do a stag do.
No, that's I can
That
see
makes
that.
sense.
No, that just sounds like a good night out.
Yeah.
Are you going to put a strip club in the game for the stag do, though?
I haven't decided yet. Also, spoilers.
Hey, I'm asking, I'm not saying.
See, I knew Roll Dark, and I know the name London Dungeon Masters, and I know the name Roll Dark, which actually was an interesting conversation the week I had with Swin when I accidentally found Roll Dark, and then found someone called Zoe in the list, and was like, "Is this Zoe?" to Swin.
Yes, that is.
Oh, I know who they are. I know the people now. London Dungeon Masters. Are they the same thing?
Yeah, it's same. So the actual agency's Roll Dark, run by the owner, Robert.
Yeah.
And yeah, then we have us DMs.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah. Getting paid to DM is.
And my second campaign's already been put up, so I've got quite a few campaigns.
That's fair.
Quite a few. Plus the ones I do in my free time as well.
I run one campaign a week, and it is a lot of effort and time, and I tried to and I failed. it just went. One of them went downhill rapidly, and they were PreGen characters, PreGen adventures as well. So it's even less in the prep work.
I find those harder to do.
Interesting.
Go on.
Yeah.
I just can't run pre-gen stuff. I have to sit there and write it myself. If it's pre-generated like modules, can't do it.
Huh.
I can only do homebrew.
That is super weird. So pre-gen modules I don't find difficult at all. They just require a little bit of reading, and then I never prep again. They literally just sort of go, they're doing stuff, I'll read the books, it will tell me what to do. Pardon me.
Lovely.
That's a standard. Oh, cannibalism. I forgot.
Yeah, I did too.
There we go. The bug was useful.
Good God.
Just continue laughing for a bit.
The stupid thing is, I understand the logic part that your brain took for that one.
I wonder if that's something you should be concerned about. You're starting to understand how I think. That's potentially a problem.
I don't know. It might lead to my advantage in a campaign somewhere.
That's fair. That's fair. Drinking water to cannibalism.
You don't know it's water in there.
That's very true.
It might be. Good.
Let's not continue that.
No, we won't. It's fine.
For
Child soup.
child soup.
Thank you, Tech Goblin.
So, for those of you who are listening on on the other places and not watching live, we have just had the reason why I just suddenly broke down. Is a message in Twitch chat from Helby66 saying I turn away for 1 second and then get my ears blown out with a shout of cannibalism.
I'm sorry, but you're welcome.
Oh.
I'm going. I guess you've never listened to an episode of the FURNcast before. It is a theme.
It's a running joke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether we should explain it or not.
I'll question why he's even surprised by that. Actually,
no, I don't feel like explaining it because it's just recreating old content, and you should go listen. You were ordered by Zoe. Fair enough. I like that. Just go do the thing.
thanks.
Yeah. I don't know. I had things to say and it's all just gone. Everything's just
It all went in that one belch.
followed by cannibalism.
There's something about running a PreGen campaign.
That's what
from
we're
a
talking
book
about,
rather
yeah.
than homebrew
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes, because I do now do a homebrew campaign, which you do every Friday. Go check out our YouTube channel. Which is like 2 years in the making before I even ran a session.
Yeah.
2 years in the making before I ran a session 0 actually, and it still isn't built. I sort of half built part of a continent. That was as far as I got. I had a concept for the campaign. Character backstories. It took me a long time. I'm still building now, but now we're playing and building, so I have to build it. Otherwise, I keep reaching points where I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Those insert town here.
Yeah. I quite regularly sort of just go. The NPCs mention a single town name because that's the only town I have built. So right now the other locations don't exist. So you can go this way. It's only this way. That's the only place you can go to. But once I reach the point of a little bit more, well, after we wrap up the current arc and play a bunch of other things.
Yes.
As we talked about in the last episode.
Yes.
So yeah, how did you become a professional DM? What caused that to happen?
It was actually pure chance.
Fair.
I found London Dungeon Masters on Facebook, and I messaged them saying, "Hey, actually, I am a dungeon master. I'm quite intrigued. Like, what do you guys do? How do you do this?" And next thing I knew, I got asked to start running a campaign. So I was like, okay, awesome.
Good lord. Sorry.
That may be an unintentional recurring theme for this episode.
Wonderful. I can't wait to edit all of those out.
I'm doing my best to keep it as low as I can. But
Oh, lordy.
I'm being threatened by the tech goblin.
I'm gonna throw something at him.
I've checked out that website a couple of times because it is just spontaneous. At some point, it just started randomly appearing as Facebook ads and Google ads. Even though I had never at any point prior to that looked into professional GMing, it's just like, oh yeah, here's a thing.
Yeah. It's like, wait, this is a thing? Oh my god.
You run RPG games, therefore, blonk.
Yes, we did notice prior to starting, Hannah, that my face is slightly more blurry than everyone else. We're not actually sure. We just assume the camera is auto-censoring my face for the benefit of the viewer. So that's what we got going on. I have a slightly blurry face, which, to be fair, is not a bad thing. If that was a default setting for my face, I think people would be happy. Just like, would that just be really weird?
would be really weird.
I'm trying
So I can't see much anyway. You are clear. If you were blurry, I'd be like, it's...
So I suppose I guess if your eyesight isn't perfect, it happened when. Oh, okay, yeah. So this.
So the camera doesn't like whoever's on that side, right?
No, it happened last time. Oh yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, because it is on the left from the point of view of the
Yes.
camera, but we are actually the other way around. This is the right.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to check that then.
Yeah, blurry face. That would be yes. If you're wearing glasses, I don't know. I mean, if your eyesight wasn't 20/20, you'd be used to seeing blur, so it might not actually be as off-putting. Whereas people who have perfect eyesight might just be like, "Why is there a blur there? Just there.
Just
Why is
one,
that?
one spot.
There's not even the same spot. If I move around, move my eyes, the blur stays stationary." I really want to see if there's a way of testing that now. Like, would you have to wear like you'd have to get like on the Funhouse Mirror, Funhouse.
The film they use on top of it.
Yeah, and just sort of like wear
a face mask with that film on it.
Yeah, just over your face to blur your face just to see what happens, to see how people reacted. That's super tempting. I'm not gonna lie.
Cosplay idea to confuse everyone.
I'm cosplaying myself, but on the FURNcast with a blurry face. That's all I'm doing.
I'm cosplaying myself in a certain type of Japanese internet video.
They're blurring the wrong thing.
No, they just find it offensive enough.
That's fair. Relatable.
I don't know how we got here.
We never know how we end up anywhere, let's be honest. We start a conversation, we hit a tangent, and we just run really, really far away from the start line.
You run a marathon.
In the wrong way.
In the wrong direction, yeah. Run a marathon, end up in another city.
That's how most D&D games.
That's very true, actually. That is super true.
They'll do this, and then they'll do that, and then they'll do... Why are you going over there?
That is one of the reasons why I can't run a module.
Fair.
Because it's all pre-written. It's like
Yeah, no, that's
throws out. Whereas if it's my own story, I can go, oh, you got okay. I'm gonna write something for this.
I'm always a fan of just being there, like, doesn't matter which direction you pick, you end up at the same place regardless. You just don't know that. I just named it something different. You can go to the...
In my Tal'Dorei game I'm playing, I put in a little tiny thing, nondescript name. Just this was a little silly side thing. They are now just hooked on that one thing. I'm just like... That wasn't actually meant to be a thing, but it's become a thing now.
Yeah. Apparently there's a Mummy Lord story.
Oh.
Cool, wonderful. I require context.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So one dungeon, they were going to investigate a goblin hideout. Find out why they've stopped protecting a town for whatever reason. One character decides, you know what, everyone's taken too long to make a decision. Jizargo. And runs off in the opposite direction. Runs into a room where there is just loads of goblins and wolves. Kind of runs in, opens door. Oh. Runs out, runs in towards the group, screaming, goblins, and then turns around very quickly to drop a seed from the bag of beans. Buries it very quickly and carries on running. I roll on the chart. A pyramid springs out with a mummy lord inside.
Jesus Christ.
Destroy the whole entire goblin barrow.
Well, yeah, it would.
And these level 6 characters all of a sudden have to try and defeat a monk lord. The worst thing is, the way they did it was a 60-year-old wizard with watery sphere.
Wow. Wow. Oh.
Worst thing was the goblins weren't the bad guys at all. They were just
there.
They were just there. They were like, if they spoke to the goblins would have explained the situation. They wouldn't have had to fight at all. They would have gone on their merry way. But they ended up destroying a whole entire home, just leveling up 3 times.
So basically, they were just your average adventuring party. Walked into a place, wrecked it, walked out. Adventuring parties, the original homewreckers.
Yeah.
That would be a great party name.
The original homewreckers.
The original homewreckers.
No, that particular party's name was AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, because the amount of times they just turned up in their town, went to the tavern.
Again, that's like most.
That does, saying taverns, that does make me think of a couple of the memes I've seen of, I think on Facebook or maybe just generally browsing about taverns in the D&D universe who at this point have probably reached like, they see an adventuring party walk in and they're like, no, get out. Just, no. You are not in my tavern. You're gonna break something. You're gonna burn something. You're gonna start a fight. Just get out.
Don't even. Taverns just have a personal guard the second you walk in. Relinquish your weapons and armour now. You are not going any further.
Any spellcasters, right, wear that plate mail.
Yeah, spellcasters, put the plate mail on, give me your foci. You're a fighter, you're not allowed anything. Monk, get out. I can't stop you, so you're not allowed. No monks here. All monks
no, just give me your hands. Handcuffs.
Shackle the feet too, just...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need to get a head brace as well because they can still headbutt. Basically, you've got to wrap. Your monks have got to be in a straight jacket.
Yeah.
Either that or give them bunkers. Safety net them.
What we're saying, if everybody walks into a town, the monk gets straight jacketed.
Yeah.
The wizard gets plate armor put on him, and everyone else is stripped.
Yes.
That's.
Now, does any of you have the Tavern Brawler feat?
Oh, really?
God damn it.
Oh, no. The Midgard book.
The full Hannibal Lecter. The only real problem is going to be the dwarf wizard who legitimately can wear plate mail.
Yes.
And then you're just like, I don't know what to do with you.
That's funny. I had the same idea, chat. Wrap the monk in bubble wrap. I had the same idea, I just didn't say it.
I know, the dwarf wizard's easy to deal with. Just give him free ale.
Yeah, but it's still a dwarf. He's still going to start a fight. But now he's also a wizard, so he can just drop a fireball. He'll start a tavern brawl and burn the tavern down. Unintentionally. It's the rogue who did it intentionally. Some light arson.
Light arson.
Well, yeah, because it's fire, so it provides light.
Oh yeah, you've got to put bells on the rogue as well.
Just a cat collar.
So you can hear him.
This is a fair point. You could take away the components, though there are still spells you can cast that would cause problems that don't require components.
Yep.
What spells could you... I mean, the bard with the vicious mockery, just killing everyone would be entertaining.
You'd have to take the bard's mouth. Got that out.
Remove the bard's insurance.
Make a tiny hole and put a straw through it so he can actually drink.
Oh dear. Where were we? We somehow ended up on taverns. What were we talking about? I've forgotten where we started, I'll be honest. Professional DMing? Yes,
Yeah,
that one.
I've made the joke about how adventuring parties end up on a tangent.
We are our own adventuring party. Yes. That's very true.
Yeah, PreGen campaigns. There we go. That is what we were talking about. D&D, PGN versus Homebrew. Yeah. So yeah, no, I creating a homebrew is more rewarding. Definitely, it's far more fun to be there. Like, this is my world, and my players have fun. I do say, though, they're now gonna try and test me because 2 of my players are sitting in this room. I don't often get surprised by what they're doing. I have a pretty good read of what my players are going to do, but then I've also been GMing now for this group for what, like 3 years, 4 years,
Maybe, yeah.
So I have a good understanding of what they're going to do. So it's hard to surprise me, because I can think like them. Because it's better that I say that rather than you guys say that about me. But
I think that's more in part, especially with this campaign, the fact that you got such whopping great big detailed backstories from everyone. So you have such a good idea on our own characters that you can sort of second guess what we do.
Yes, yeah. Which is part of the reason why I was like, write your big epic backstories, because I want to use that information against you. I mean, to make your play better.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. That's absolutely the same thing. I've given Liam a present in my backstory that's going to show up at some point. And he was so happy with that present.
You actually gave me more presents than you're aware of. That's
Yes, one of them was deliberately written of, here's a present for you. I'm not going to do much about it because I'm going to let you pick it up and just run with it, and it's going to appear at some point.
It's just going to appear and be thrown at. You've been looking out for it. Chat saying that they're going to have to discuss with Swin to have something to try and throw me in my campaign.
Okay.
I look forward to that.
Okay.
The one thing I find is I have one particular player, both me and him, because we both DM, or we both GM, we both always on the same track when we're thinking. Literally, we both usually come up with the same concepts, same ideas. So he can always trip me up.
Yeah.
Because he knows what I'm going to think, so he will...
Go the other way with it.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, again, really?
The campaign that I play every other Wednesday, we're doing Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I couldn't remember the name of it. I was going to say Undermountain. I could have just said Undermountain. It still would have made sense. That's what it is. But I have avoided a bunch of the traps because I've read so many of the official PreGen campaigns. There are things that come up, I'm just like, this is a trap, where if you do this thing will happen. But it will say in the book, if you do this thing, you prevent the trap. Like, one of them, there was a statue that had, like, was looking at a trap door. And I think the trap door had some sort of markings that it was, like, marked with fire or something. Or maybe it might actually be the statue eyes were rubies. And I was like, I wrapped the statue head in cloth. And the GM just looked at me and went, "Aww."
I wanted to do a fireball at you bastards.
You've just stopped the trap. I was like, yeah, I did. I knew what was going to happen. As soon as we lift that up, we were just going to get blasted with fire from the eyes. But I also knew it was going to be blockable because once you've read a lot of the adventures, Wizard starts becoming a little predictable. Not overly, just a little for some of the traps they do.
Bible.
Which is then the fun part of creating your own stuff, is you start to just be like, what do I want to do here? How stupid do I want to make this particular thing? I've got a trap that I'm planning on using at some point, which I'm not going to say, because if I explain the trap, it won't catch people out.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be
I'll
something.
tell Derek, and then he will deal with it.
I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to throw you for a decent length of time.
Okay. Okay then.
Because it's just not going to be what you think it's going to be.
I think my favourite thing to do is riddles and puzzles.
That's fair. I actually am not a fan of riddles. But it's mostly because I myself can't solve riddles. I have no idea how to solve it. It's just not in my wheelhouse at all. Once I know the answer, I can be there like, oh yeah, that's really friggin' obvious. I didn't see that. But until I get the answer, I just look at riddles and I'm like, whatever. It's always a weird one. It's that disparity between character stats and player stats. Like, yeah, I'm playing an intelligence 20 character, but I'm like 12. I'm never going to be able to do what they can do. How would actually, that's a question. How would you handle that? If you were to give out riddles and there's people at the table who are struggling to think of an answer for it, trying to get somewhere, but it's feasible that their characters would be able to work it out.
Usually there are clues that kind of... I put clues in the room as well that kind of says the answer.
Okay.
But I mix it up with a couple of others so it's not like completely obvious, but you can put 2 and 2 together. And generally they get 4. Sometimes they don't, but...
Sometimes they get 5, depends on what base number they're using.
If they're getting 5, then they get encounter instead, which means they still can overcome the puzzle, but they now have to fight their way out of the room instead of using their intelligence.
So they still succeed by failing, but they're held up in doing so. They have to burn more resources.
Exactly.
Excuse me, in order to further the...
Then I laugh at the aneurysm that someone gets trying to solve it, and they know they should get the answer, but they can't think it up.
Yeah, as I said, the riddles and puzzles I solve myself, I normally solve unintentionally. I do a thing and I happen to solve it. I'm like, oh, I was just doing a thing. I didn't really know what was going to happen. But when a riddle gets presented to the table that I'm playing in, I read it and I go, I have no idea, and then I just wait for other people to start suggesting things.
I've once had a character quite literally try to use his head.
Okay, what did they headbutt?
A ruby sticking out of the wall.
And the reason the headbutt was the most obvious thing rather than just going pluck?
Well, the point of the riddle or the puzzle was there was 3 different coloured gems embedded in the wall that's supposed to go on a pedestal, but each one represents a physical attribute. So he ran at it head first. The actual answer was punch it. The head worked.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Let that one slide.
I was just literally sitting there just...
You know what? Sure.
Okay.
Amazing.
That was the same campaign as the mummy.
Amazing.
Mummy Lord.
Oh, cool, yeah, so I now have an idea of what kind of adventuring party that is. That's all the explanation you really need.
A tiefling barbarian running headfirst into the wall.
That's alright, he's got horns, you can deal with it.
Yeah.
No, he cut his own horns off for some reason.
Why is he playing a tiefling?
Yeah.
You know what?
You just want to be a red person with a tail? No, have the whole package.
Chances that was an entire dungeon of those riddles.
Oh, yes.
Amazing. That is so good.
One of them, the answer was YMCA. One of the puzzles.
Wow.
Only the barbarian got the answer for that one.
That makes it better. That's so good. I don't think at this point the campaign I've done, I don't think I've actually thrown any proper puzzles in front of you guys as of yet.
No. The one that sticks in my mind was the one that basically got me killed for the second time in the same session in Tomb of Annihilation with the spinning rooms that kept spawning shambling mounds as I spammed them. Yeah, that was nice.
To be fair, that entire campaign, once you've hit the actual tomb, it's just basically everything in here. If you trigger a trap, it will kill you.
Yeah.
You don't make it through this dungeon alive unless you're super lucky. Deja. Weirdest.
Or your GM is really, really, really nice.
No. This was just an unnecessarily lucky tabaxi monk. Rogue.
He was. It's actually really weird because he was lucky in weird ways. Because it wasn't just like lucky in dice, like in rolling high and avoiding things.
Did he have the lucky feet?
He was going to take it.
He did. Yeah.
He never reached that.
Never got. I may as well just take the lucky feet, and then never got there.
So it was like obviously he's a tabaxi rogue, so his dex is high, and he took alert level 4, so his initiative rolls were ridiculously good. But whenever they came up against he would go first in every combat, apart from against creatures that were incredibly powerful, where he'd end up rolling last. But they were powerful but stupid, so they would be like, something hit me, I'm going after that thing. So he would never hit it before someone else had, so he would never get attacked by it. It was just like, this is really weird backward luck.
See,
Proper reverse luck.
that's one of the reasons why with initiative trackers I get so annoyed when people need to roll high. It'd be like high. I'm like,
Doesn't really.
have fun with that.
Yeah.
I had 3 players all at once try to take alertness feat, and I went, guess what? I'm taking that out of the game.
I really like the alert feat on specific classes. I really like rogues with alert are really good, and monks with alert are really
Oh God!
So yeah, that makes sense. Pretty obvious.
But outside of that, it gives some advantage. To everyone else, the +5. Or actually, unless you play the Ranger Gloomstalker. One of the Rangers gets to add.
Yes, Gloom.
Yeah, gets to add bonuses. Yes, it is the Gloomstalker, and then there's the Wizard that gets to add. I think it's the War Wizard can add their initiative modifier, their intelligence modifier to their initiative rolls. Basically, anything that can add numbers to their initiative rolls, or monks, because for some reason monks really benefit from going first.
I have a friend that managed to work out how to give himself like +15 on initiative rolls by taking the Ranger, no, it's the Rogue Gloomstalker,
Yeah.
and then some levels in War Mage,
Yeah.
and take the alertness feat.
Yes.
And literally just stacked it. I was like, and guess what? No.
What was the initiative modifier for John's character in Storm King's Thunder by the end? Because that was around 12 to 14, wasn't it?
It was because he was playing the Gloomstalker, so he had +5 dex, he had alert for +5, which is +10, and then you get to add your wisdom modifier, which I think was 3. So yeah, so he had +13 to initiative rolls. Which is just like, I mean, you go first, that's sure. You go first every time, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is the best thing if you want to really max out your initiative modifier, you can take a bunch of multi-class tips. You're going to be a god-awful character, but you will go first and beat awful first.
Be awful first.
I think there's 4 characters that get initiative bonuses, because you play your rogue, you play a swashbuckler, they get to add their charisma.
Yep.
You got the wizards, which can add their intelligence. You've got the ranger that can add their wisdom. And then obviously there's alert. So that's +25 to initiative. Yeah, you can get +25 to initiative if you take enough multi-class.
Yes, that was it. +25.
Yeah, but you will be like level 1, level 1 wizard, level 3 rogue, level 3 ranger. One of them has to be level 4 to get the alert dungeon, and you have to hope your DM is letting you roll dice, and you've rolled an 18, and you've got +2 to dex, so you can start the game with +25 initiative. Like, I rolled a 1, so 26. I'm going first. What's everyone's initiative rolls? Does anyone get above 20? I got 40. Sure, right, okay. You can go first. You are a mad character, but sure.
I go first with you. A cantrip.
I've got a friend that comes up with those sort of character concepts, so I'm just like,
yeah.
why would you do that?
It's really funny once, and then you realise you don't do anything. Yes, chat. It does sound more like a Starfinder character with those bonuses. That is Pathfinder. I've got +23 to hit. What?
We won't talk of the mystic in that. Let's blow people's heads up.
Yeah. No, I mean they really liked cartoons as a kid. I think the reason I took alert was the can't be surprised, because that's really strong. Being unable. But
you can also take the observant feat for the same.
Yeah. The 7th feat is we're being hunted by assassins. Let's make it so someone has a chance of seeing them. Because they have plus stupid to stealth. Again, it's always the funniest thing. The only thing that has a chance of spotting a hidden rogue is another rogue. Once they've hit their, I've got 5 wisdom and I've got expertise, so I've got plus 12 plus 17 to my stealth rolls, and I can't roll below a 10, so I have a minimum of 27 stealth at all times.
Yeah.
Cool. I've got plus 8 to my perception rolls. So I need
Especially if they're a Kenku.
Kenku.
I still want to play my Kenku Bard at some point. I know that campaign never really got off the ground, but I really want to play that character still.
Actually, I've now played the character I had in that campaign. I've now played twice, and I've not been able to finish the campaign with that character.
Cursed character.
She does seem to be a very cursed character, which is is what it is. At some point, I will finish a campaign.
One day.
Yeah. One of them because the campaign sort of stopped. The other one because I need more time, so I've had to leave the campaign. But she's now flying around on a Pegasus, fighting something on other planes. So, pretty cool ending.
As you do.
Yeah, that's a good way of leaving the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, going back all the way to the start. Pro GMing, what we're actually here to talk about, not all the other things we've just gone on and off about. So
these are the challenges you do face when you're pro GMing.
Yeah, to be fair. So you became because you found the thing, you messaged them, they added you.
I took a chance.
Yeah. Is that how everyone? Have you?
Well, use your words. Come on.
Let me think about the way I'm phrasing the question, because I'm actually trying to ask like 3 questions at once, which was never gonna work.
I think this is where we need like a modem dial-up noise. Let's play over the
Buffer.
Error 404.
This is why his face is blurred.
Gotta divert fucking processing power away from face resolution.
So you're saying I render my own face now?
You've gone from 1080p face to 240p face.
So you use the CPU elsewhere.
So now I'm just a robot. I'm just a walking computer.
Yes.
That's what DMs are.
I suppose that's there. Yeah, that's fair. Constant information in your head is just going. The other
question.
Yes, the question, the ultimate question.
No.
42. Did they all join through similar means, or was there other? If you know.
I think, I mean, most of the other DMs, they were all from acting backgrounds, so professional actors, voice actors. I'm all mechanics.
That's fair.
I'm the brain power.
I get that. I'm an accountant, so numbers.
So many numbers. But they were all so they've all joined as actors who are also DMs.
Okay.
So we do talk quite a lot as well. Talk about each other's campaigns.
Yeah.
Some of the shenanigans that has happened. It's quite terrifying, actually. Some of the things that are happening, and I'm just like, you know what? None of my players have done that. I think, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. I've not had this.
Chat has asked if the other DMs find the group in the same way.
Yeah. That's what you just asked.
Yeah, right. I'm just repeating chat.
Yes,
Exact same,
I say I'm sure it is from the same way.
Yeah.
They've all stepped forward as well.
Yeah.
Gone, hey, this is a thing we can do.
Yes. And it's you said earlier you run 2 ongoing campaigns? You're just starting a second one.
So I've got 2 campaigns. One's private.
Yep.
one is a public one where people buy tickets to attend. That one's coming to a close.
Okay.
And then we've set up the next campaign, which is an ongoing continuation, where it's like a several part epic campaign leading up to a
thing.
A thing with a thing and a thing.
With a thing and a thing. And
Stuff involved.
maybe another thing.
I'm always
decided.
always a fan of the things and the stuff and things.
Okay, spoilers.
The stuff and the things. You heard it here first, folks. The stuff and the things are coming.
Oh no.
From a galaxy far away?
Sure.
Oh Lord.
That would be a weird crossover, Star Wars into D&D.
Oh, someone's done it. You know someone's done it somewhere.
Well, someone's created like... God damn it, Motrons!
Good troll, chat. Good troll.
Yes, Modrons.
I do know for a fact that people have done Star Wars crossover into D&D. They've created the Jedi class. I'm pretty sure it's created on D&D Wiki, so it is busted to say the least. Note to people watching: if you want to play a custom class, don't turn up to a GM with something from the D&D Wiki.
Yes, no.
Don't touch that website. It's not worth it.
That and GM tips as well. I've found there are some things people have come to me with, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
let's not.
There's some things you look at that and you're like, I could probably balance that given a bit of time. And the things you look at and go, no. One of the ones I think someone found, they weren't intending to play it, they just found it because they thought it was funny, was you could play as the demigod race. And it was quite simple. You had proficiency in everything, all saves and all skills. You got to add, I think it was 3 to 2 stats of your choice, 4 to 2 stats of your choice, and 6 to 2 stats of your choice. So it's just like, K.
Yeah.
K. Why? Why would you want to play? Like, there is no challenge in that. Literally nothing can bother you at any point. I think also they had stuff like, oh, you get maximum hit points when you level up. You can't ever, you always get the max for your hit dice. I think it may even have been all your hit dice count as one step up. So like wizards would have D8s and barbarians would have D20s. Thank you, Nightbot. Did you know we have a monthly podcast?
Jesus, Nightbot, of all the ones to pick. I suppose it doesn't know any better, does it?
Yeah, it's very true. It's just automating. We love Nightbot. We also hate Nightbot, but we love Nightbot. We have a really weird relationship with Nightbot. So basically, if people want to look into becoming a professional DM with Roll Dark or London Dungeon Masters, you can basically head to their site.
Yeah.
And just message them and talk to people.
You can make the inquiries,
yes.
And it's down to the almighty founder
the almighty
to make the decision.
That's a better one, Nightbot.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, there we go. Most of our content is indeed on YouTube. Although that link is a little out of date. It will work. It will work. But the easier link is just youtube.com/FURNgaming.
/C/
Yeah.
Thank you, Tech Goblin.
You're welcome.
So yeah, you can go there, ask.
Yes.
How much effort is involved in being a professional GM?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Writing up your campaigns. You also, as the DM, you're in charge of character generation. So, because we're beginner friendly, mostly about getting new people involved. So, we do the character generation. We provide all the materials, all the stuff as well. Broken backs.
Yeah. Yeah. I have gone through the period of carrying all my books around I had a point in which it was all in a backpack. Then I moved it to a sports bag.
Yeah.
And then we bought a travelling case to put everything in, and I just leave it all here. So I don't actually carry it anymore.
Yeah.
It just stays here.
One thing I have started doing now is, rather than carrying all the books around, I pre-print all the stuff that I'm going to need, that I know I'm going to use for the books. So I have a folder with just... I need to get more stuff printed out, so I've got getting it all compiled into a folder.
Yeah, it should be useful.
Yeah.
A lot of what I do now is just use D&D Beyond. So we own all the books, all the necessary books.
Yes.
I don't own a bunch of the what much do we own? Like the additional starter set stuff or the brick and morty stuff and all that.
Yeah, I'm looking into getting that, though. One thing I have learned is character generation on D&D Beyond. It's still in...
It's still being built. I mean, it's
clunky.
I find it works. It works better than it used to.
It's not good if you're new to D&D, I've learned.
That's fair.
Because I've had a player come up to me with a Dragonborn and gone, I have tremor sense.
That actually, they might well have clicked create random character. So I've experimented with the random. When it says random, it literally means random. It completely ignores anything like stat prerequisites or class prerequisites or race prerequisites. It's really entertaining, but it creates some stupid characters. So you can end up...
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't just...
So, a wizard that's got the stats for a barbarian, essentially.
Yeah, if you turn
like,
the other thing is you can turn on multi-classing and you can be like, I want to create a level 5 character and I'm allowing multi-classing, and you'll end up with 5 different classes. But also, because it's random, it randomly generates stats as well. So you can end up with 5 different classes. You'll be like, I don't know, ranger, wizard, sorcerer, barbarian, fighter, and all of the stats you need for those are all below 13, which means you can't actually multi-class because you're not allowed to. Because you don't have the stats for it. But then you'll be a barbarian with a you'll be like a dragonborn with a halfling specific feat.
Lucky dragonborn.
It's really, really weird. So the random generator character is entertaining for the purpose of entertaining yourself to see what it generates. It's not any good for actually building a character. Is what I've discovered. Though I do have some very entertaining randomly generated like level 7 characters that are like 4 or 5 multi-classes. It's so funny.
It also is not world specific as well.
Yes.
Because I learned tremor sense is a ability Dragonborns gain from another world instead of fire breath.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's no, I'm pretty sure that's the Dragonlord's world.
Yeah.
We're in favour.
Yeah. It's just it doesn't make it clear, because when you get the books, it very clearly says this is for use in this setting. Specifically, it is useful for outside settings if your dungeon master allows it. D&D Beyond doesn't say that. It just says, here's the list of all the classes, and here's the list of all the races, and have fun!
I want to make a Warforged. No, they don't exist.
Yeah. Basically, whenever you want to make a character, speak to your GM first, because they will tell you, for whatever reason, what things are and aren't allowed. You can come up with a concept and be like, I want to play this, and then they'll turn around and be like, no, because this.
Yeah.
Or yes, because this. Like for this campaign, I said to these guys, you can only be the 4 basic races. There is nothing else, because nothing else is on the continent. Nothing else lives here right now.
Or being discovered.
Yes.
That's what we're getting to, is we're slowly unlocking other races.
They're getting DLC.
Literally, genuinely, next session we're going to meet a DLC race. Which means, for a backup character, I now have that option.
Yeah. It becomes a thing. Which also is an element of, because I started building this campaign when I was relatively new to GMing, and I think I've been DMing for like 6 months when I started building the campaign, and I was like, there's like 12 different races. I don't want to have to think of how all that culture interacts and whatnot. 4 basic races, that's it. Then I have to think about elves, dwarves, halflings, and humans. That's really easy to consider. I'm going to do that. But if I'm building it now, I would have everything from the get-go. But there we go.
Yeah, I quite like this sort of emergent, like, you don't know what's out there, because it does make some good roleplay of, like, me just going, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
next week when we meet this other race, oh, mate, Par's gonna be a bit of an arsehole without realising it.
It does make it interesting. It's also make it interesting if you guys ever use the reincarnation spell. Because I have, well, with the help of John, we have created a reincarnation table that uses every single available player race, so you can come back as the races that are in the handbook, which the reincarnation table covers. But we've also added things like you can come back as a Shadowkai, you can come back as a Genocide, you can come back as an Aarakocra. All of that sort of stuff. The only thing not in there is Kenku, because I don't like Kenku.
Kenku are great.
You're interested in Kenku. Most people don't like them.
Oh, but they're hilarious!
Yeah, but I mean, think of what would happen to Pa if he came back as a Kenku. He wouldn't be able to do anything anymore.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, which is why it's not in there, because it's like...
That's fair.
If you play as a Kenku from the get-go, you can sort of maybe make a Kenku character work. But if you end up as one randomly, you're literally going to be like, kill me, do it again.
But you've got to learn how to say that first, so you're going to be going around for a bit.
Just right here, just hang yourself, like... That went really dark suddenly. So I'm going to
come back as a Kenku. Where's the nearest cliff?
I'll turn into a goldfish and look down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to try the flightless thing out.
Chat has a question.
They did post a good question for you.
Just to move it on from where we went. Do you create campaigns for every group that you work with, or do you have a continuity you pick stories from?
So I have campaigns I'm writing. I have ones in production.
Mm-hmm.
I also have like a list of one-shots as well that I pick from. So basically, if I'm not working, I'm writing 24/7.
Okay.
So I have a few. I've got a Tal'Dorei campaign that we're running at the moment. I'm test playing, ready for Dogg.
Cool. That
is becoming successful. I think that one we're enjoying a lot. I've got my my 9 books that I'm all campaigns, so they can be run in whatever order. So you don't have to go from number 1. You can pick around. I can pick a random one and go, you guys are starting here.
That's pretty cool. Okay. We're on Alpha 0.2 ATM. Cool.
That's a solid from the ground up base test if you're on 0.2.
Live testing. That's what we do.
That's exactly what we do. That's how we roll.
Yeah, that is exactly how we roll. We just go win and do this thing. Let's do it live for the first time. Let's not do anything off camera at all. We'll just straight camera. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, lots, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's a bad no.
We shouldn't have done that. Maybe next time we'll learn. Let's do it live again. Chat has then just asked, is your stuff available to buy somewhere, or is it just stuff that you have just for yourself?
Not yet, but will be hopefully very soon. I'm currently writing and typing up the final results of one of my campaigns.
Cool.
And then, yes, I'm hoping I can get it published through the DMs Guild for purchase.
Sweet, which DMs Guild is a good thing. I like the DMs Guild a lot.
I love the material. I bought quite a few stuff off DMs Guild because always support the publishers there. Always.
Yeah. I've bought some stuff off of DMs Guild. What have I bought off DMs Guild? I bought stuff from. Well, I bought Matt Mercer's Bloodhunter class. because that's cool. And got the corruption stuff. I've bought something on airships. I think I've bought some other stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head. That's just sort of sitting in my DM's Guild list of stuff.
My DM's Guild list is about 14 pages.
Yeah. I really like DM's Guild because some of they regularly like promote some of the lesser known people on it quite regularly.
Yeah.
They're really good for just being like, this is good. It's on our front page. It's in our newsletter. You don't know who this person is, but we're telling you it's good.
Yeah.
Go buy it. And it's also really good just to be like, oh yeah, set it up as pay as you want. If someone likes it, the thing, people can download it and then be like, oh, I liked it, and go and buy it.
Yes.
So it's sort of
I've
like a
done
tip
that
system then.
Yeah.
I've done that quite a few times. I've got one of my favourite PDFs that I use all the time. It's extremely useful. Is the backpack inventory.
Oh, okay.
Several different. It is a big file with several different types of formatted pages for your player's inventory.
That's pretty useful. Yeah.
And it has literally a side note of like your carrying capacity and stuff like that as well, so you can sum it up.
I like that. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff. We are at some point going to put some stuff on there. We've been saying that for 2 years.
It's the what's the word I'm looking for here? That phrase, at some point, is the killer phrase, really.
Yeah.
It's what you live by.
Yeah. With my cursed day job that we were talking about earlier. Hopefully I'll leave soon.
Hopefully.
Never.
Right.
Well, I guess that sort of covers your intro, and you've talked about GMing, so I guess that's...
We've talked about it.
You've talked about it, so I guess we're vaguely on topic, and I dare say now would be a good time to call a break. So let's do that. We shall, as I say, we'll take a quick break, refill that, do things.
Do all the things.
Do refreshment things. In all the places. We'll see you in about 5 to 10 minutes' time.